computer. Well, aligning with success. Last day of June. Cool, eh? Halfway through the year. Hard to believe, and here we are. And as we gather these folks together on the call tonight, I'm going to be the host. Hi, Shrill. Hi, Mary Ellen. And
Hello there.
what I'm going to offer tonight is the opportunity for the Team Expansion Canada folks, Marissa, Lynn, Paula, Mary Ellen, and myself, to share with you what's going on in this project that we started. This is our third week, right, Paula? I think so. Yeah. All right. So that's what we're going to do. So what is Team Canada? Oh, there's another member, Leo. Team Canada Expansion is a project that I've taken on in the role of leadership in Canada. And coincidentally, Michael, when I told him that, was over the moon because he's taken on the bigger responsibility now of Team Royal Diamond Global or whatever. I can never remember quite what it's called. Anyway, wow, Barbara, happy Canada Day. So in this plan, I'm taking a leadership training through a company called Landmark. And one of the things that we're asked to do in this is to have a game in the world, which means something beyond our own team, something beyond ourselves that contributes to the wider world. So I thought, well, this is pretty cool timing. Luis has announced the 10 times expansion. Michael has stepped up to the bigger plate of North America, Latin America to lead that. And so I'm taking on with a great team. There's another member of the team, Maureen, this opportunity to see what I could do within the Canadian team with people who are looking to expand their businesses. I know the importance, being a teacher for most of my life, I know the importance of teaching and coaching to help people. And I put myself in that category too, because I'm always being coached and always learning to have more of it's not so much support, but it's what would I call it? Contribution, I think, to the goals that we have as individuals that are also team goals. So every time we do something in Team Canada, we are expanding not just Canada, but NECAN. And it's such a worthy cause. We're at such a brilliant time in history. We're at such a brilliant time in terms of the expansion of NECAN and the structures they're putting in place to contribute to that. So what Team Canada Extension is, and I'm sure that some of you will hear from everybody in a minute, is a little confused. What are we doing? And my intention with this is to support each of you to reach the goals that you have for expansion of your teams. And I know Leo has a very big goal of, tell us what it is, Leo. What's your expansion goal?
I want to be the first Royal Diamond this year, before
First
the
Royal
end of
Diamond
the
this
year.
year. And
In Quebec, in Quebec.
In Quebec, yes, it's important because that, we're Canada, and then there's Quebec, who's part of Canada and its own entity, as we all are. So that's great. And Maureen, what's your goal? I can just be putting everybody on the spot.
Well, thank you. My goal is to be platinum honor before September 23rd. Well, maybe, sorry, yeah, that's right. September 23rd, my birthday.
Great.
And I'm a Libra, yes. That sort of to achieve that, I'm going to be expanding my team. And one of the things that is my dream is to have an international team. It doesn't necessarily have to be in countries, but just made up of a whole slew of different people. And that kind of excites me. And right now, my team has a certain international flavor, but none of them are native languages that I've learned on Duolingo. So not really going far there.
Your vision is great, Maureen, and I think you've realized, and we've been talking about this on the call, that everything begins here, right? Mindset, and we're all reading Think and Grow
The
Rich
answer.
and the answer. Not everybody's reading the answer, but we're using that as a way to start our day. And the challenge that Jeff put forth for the book club is to at least once a day to visualize. And when we mean visualize, we mean, with feeling, because as it says in Think and Grow Rich, a thought is useless without the energy behind it of the feeling, right? So we need to be able to see ourselves in that place already fulfilled. So Maureen, you are a platinum with an international team. I can see that, and I know you can see that as you visualize it more and more. And it has to be consistently every day. Why? Why do you think it's important to do it a couple of times a day?
It makes a lasting impression.
Yeah. What are we doing with our
It
brain?
creates a neural pathway to
Exactly.
success, to manifesting what you're visualizing.
Exactly, Bela. And we have enough neural pathways that contradict that, I bet, from, the monkey in our head. So it's to make that the deepest groove in our mind that is what takes over and creates that fulfillment, because anything in the world starts with an idea. A shoe wasn't a shoe until it was somebody's idea, right? The Empire State Building wasn't even a building until somebody envisioned it so clearly that they called the forces of the universe to support that. And I know there's a great poem in Humans Being More that I often think back to, where, as soon as you've made that clear statement, everything moves to help you create that. And I know from being a diamond that every time I've gone any level, it's been because I have really worked on that visualization. And it never fails that during that time, there's what we call a breakdown. I can't do this. Oh my God, what am I doing? I must be crazy. My family thinks I'm crazy. So in that breakdown, when we have that contribution around us of people who see it for us and who say, it's okay, we get that, we're with you, and we know that you're capable, we know that that goal is doable, let's see how I can support you in getting there. So we're not alone, and that's really, really important. Okay, so mindset. How many of you are working on mindset right now? Besides, everybody on this team better have their hand up. Everybody. All right. So what are you doing, Shrill? What are you doing for mindset?
I joined the book club, so I'm starting there. And also I'm keeping my affirmations together and doing my best to learn something new every day, just to keep growing and evolving.
Great. And do you have that written down somewhere, like in your day timer or your phone, so that every day you do those things? Because I know if I don't write it down, it doesn't get done.
I got to the point where it's automatic now.
Oh, good. You're
Yes.
way past me. Good, Shrill. Well
No,
done.
not past, just keeping up with myself.
Good.
Yes.
Thank you. And Lynn,
Thank you.
how about you? Yeah, thanks, Shrill.
Which question you want me to answer, my goal or my mindset?
Let's start with your goal and then your mindset, please.
My goal is very similar to Maureen. I'd like to put the figure of income, monthly income, instead of just focusing on the rank, because I know when I create the income monthly, it's going to create certain number of teams. So I've actually calculated my team, how many numbers of individuals and how many teams based on an average volume of based on our Nikan compensation plan. So I've actually just finishing it, and it's visual right at my desk so that I see it all the time. And I've taken a photo of it. I'm going to laminate it to be with me. So on a daily basis, my focus is to say, okay, I have to fill this a business leader. Where am I going to find and what activities I have to do and so on. So since I've been doing it now for a while, it's becoming consistent, and I'm experiencing that the same way as when we exercise. So that's very important. I do like to do positive meditation at night. I like Wayne Dwyer, some of his stuff that, you know what he says, if you put good stuff in your mind at night, it's great. If you don't, it's going to, be sitting there and festing all night long. So you better put good stuff in there. So I tend to do my meditation at night before bedtime for a mindset. So, and I've been active daily in some way or form, and it's really nice to enjoy that consistency.
So you're really creating the neural pathways and the action to go with it. That's really, really good. And I love how you've learned so much from Dave, I think, on how to actually put it into numbers. So we're going to be getting you to teach us more of that.
For me, the numbers are, I literally can see the group and I know what it looks like, and it's really nice.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, Lynn. Anything else?
Not at the moment.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay, Paula, how about your goal and your mindset?
We just had to, just a second. Is it off? Yeah. Okay. Lynn and I are in the same room and we can't both have our mics on at the same time or you get lots of echoes and stuff like that. Gold by the end of the year. Platinum would be nice, but for the amount of effort that I'm putting in, I don't see that happening.
Hey, whoops, stop. Stinking thinking. Cut, redo, rewind, take two.
It's gonna be gold by the end of the year.
Oh, the end of the month. I like that.
No, end of the year.
End of the year. Okay. Can you say that again? I am
gold by the end of the year.
fabulous. Okay. And what about my
mindset? I listened to Grant Cardone and his 10X tapes in the car whenever I go anywhere.
Excellent. And are you doing the visualization of what does gold look like? Have you got the map like Lynn's got and the numbers and everything, so that's what you can walk into?
I can visualize it in my mind. I don't have it on paper.
Yes.
But Lynn and I are just a second. Lynn and I are spending a lot of time together, and I see her pictures with all her circles in it, and you just have to fill in the circles, right?
Great. And are you doing, that feeling feeling that goldness? Seeing yourself accomplished and what your life is like now that you are gold?
Not so much, because I've just had a lot of stuff going on, so not that so much.
Okay, so Earth
I'm
to
working
Paula,
on it.
Earth to Paula, there's always going to be shit going on.
No, I know.
Do this anyway, okay? Because this is going to help make the path clear so that you are able to handle whatever's going on. And it starts with baby steps. So I know you've got it. I know you understand that. And I have seen tremendous steps in the 3 weeks we've been doing this. I just see tremendous growth in your language, your attitude, all of that. So keep going. Good on you. And Lynn, thank you for also being her Coco. Coco is a committed colleague that I put them together so that they work together. And I think that's a great team. Where did she go?
She's on there somewhere, but
Maybe we have turned her camera off. Okay.
we're not partnered up. I'm partnered up with Mary Ellen. It's just that Lynn lives closer to me.
Perfect.
And we're in the same
Perfect.
time zone, so it works out well that way.
Right. So a tripod, very strong.
Mhm.
Okay. Anything else, Paula?
No,
Okay, great. Then let's talk to Mary Ellen since she is your Coco. Mary Ellen, your goal, your mindset, what's up?
I'm feeling really abundant now that we have 3 new qualified silvers or more by December 15th, and we are qualified platinum every month.
Woohoo! Yay! Well done. And what are you doing for mindset? It sounds like you're working on it very well.
Yeah, I'm reading Think and Grow Rich and The Answer.
And how is that being applied?
The Answer is more modern language and it's easier for me to follow. But what I'm doing is when I find myself thinking in ways that don't serve me, I rephrase what I'm thinking. And that is a very helpful exercise.
That is a powerful technique. I'm just watching a series in which this girl is seeing a therapist because she's been cutting herself, emotionally. And so the therapist, and you've all seen this, the elastic band, where when you find yourself doing that kind of thinking, you snap the band, and that's a physical trigger for you to switch to the other, positive track. So I don't want anybody bruising their wrist, but it's something you could do if you're not stopping yourself, and you can also have a buddy that is close by, like a spouse or a kid. Your kids are great at this because they love to be able to catch their parents saying what, isn't positive. So you can enroll whoever you want to be a contribution to that. So thank you, Mary Ellen. Anything else?
We're excited. We're planning a seminar, and it's going to happen next Wednesday, the 9th of July, at the National Federation of the Blind Convention. So I'm having fun calling all the people that we've captured names of displaying interest at previous conventions and talking to them about their goals. And Paul has done something that's quite interesting. Our goal is to show people how very intuitive this process can be. So we've put together Paul put together a playlist that is, I call it a process in the playlist. And our seminar is going to consist of showing people how to take people through the process, because we'll take them through the process from beginning to exploring what their why might be, to a little bit about the humans being more song, to balanced life, happy life, and brand night. And then the plan is for Mike to come in after people have been through that level of the process and talk with people about next steps. And we have some product testimonials, both from people who are at the gathering who've had experience with products, and some recorded testimonials. So the purpose is to show people that when it comes to providing the information about Nikan, they can just plug and play. They don't need to know everything in the beginning. And the idea is to find people's why and take them through the process. The point is duplication. And so we're going to show people how they can duplicate.
Wow. That you've brought up something that's so important. I know, Marissa, you're doing this as well. When you have a launch, when you have some dates set that are like Christmas, it's going to come whether you buy the presents or not, right? But you have this, you're getting married. So that's the wedding day, and everything starts to contribute to that. And I've seen what Paul's been posting, and Paul's not on with us now. So we'll hear from you next, Paul.
Yes, I am. I just got here.
Yeah, great. Well, we're just going through, everybody's contributing what they're learning from the Canada expansion team that you're on. So so that event, which is how long is the actual presentation that day? Is it 3 hours, or how long for that?
We have 4 hours. We've
4
built
hours?
in a lot of time for product demonstrations, and
Okay.
the actual recordings that we're going to play take 100 minutes. So
Okay.
if you do the process via recording, you can get someone through the process in 100 minutes. Then add demonstrations and discussing their why on top of that, and then whatever. That's every part of the process except the kind of how to get this done, the commitment, the last step with
Right.
the A. So,
Okay. And
Although,
just a
uh,
sec, Paul, please. Hang on, Paul, just one sec. How many
okay,
people have you invited to this actual event already? Or how many people are on your list of contacting and inviting for this?
150, 160.
And you expect how many to actually be there?
I don't know, because not all of them will be in New Orleans at the convention. I'm still working my way through the list. I've at least contacted 50 or so people. Some of
Okay.
them I have just left messages, but the event is also in the agenda, and we're doing broadcast emails to the whole convention about it. So we'll have walk-ins.
Okay, so what is your goal for attendees in New Orleans for this?
35.
35? Okay, so you've got 150. I mean, that's even the rule of thirds. You're going to have 50 interested, right? And maybe they won't all be at the convention, but 35 out of the 50 that are interested might be there. So that's really good. I like your math. That's great. So anything else, Mary Ellen, before we hear from Paul?
No, Paul did the heavy lifting on the preparations, so he's the one you should talk to about that.
No. It's called teamwork, Mary Ellen. You do your thing, he does his.
No, but my part of the preparation is contact and invite. His part of the preparation was preparing the playlist and organizing the schedule, and so
Right.
we're working together on it.
Hand in hand. Thank you.
Yeah.
Anything else, Mary Ellen?
No,
Okay. Thank you.
That's it.
Thank you for participating. Paul, over to you. First, what we're starting with, Paul, is our goal in this 3-month launch of Team Canada Expansion and your mindset. What are you doing for mindset?
mindset. I'm reading the answer. That always helps. And just putting this together has gotten me extremely excited. And my goal for this event, I can't tell, but my goal by the end of the year is a check of $100,000. So a lot of, and I know how to do the math to get to that. So how much this event will contribute to it, I don't know, but well, the thing that I like that I was going to say is that that playlist, uh, when everybody's going to get it, because it's going to be made public by that point. So all of you can have it too. But after that, there's contact and invite, and there's a conversation about how to do the business with Mike, and then Dave Rolfe goes through the compensation plan. Anyway, there's stuff that they can look at, but I'm just toying with this about. We sometimes we present maybe one video or something. We think that somebody's supposed to make a decision with 1 3-minute video or something. I've always been the type of person that I like to get a broader view of whatever I'm looking at. And the nice thing about this is we can tell them this is even when we speak to somebody at the very beginning. Now, this is a process. I'm going to suggest that you look at, this video 1 or 2. They're all in sequence, but really, I'm going to ask you to commit to, the process of investigation, and over a period of a week or something. It's not a lot of, it's 100. I was sort of thinking, people who I've been through all the way through a PhD education, put years and years and years in it. And so now, my salary is, maybe 130,000 a year or something like that. With Nikan, the possibility is immense. There are people in network marketing who in their whole career have made between 40 and $80 million. Is it too much to ask somebody to spend, 100 minutes on a process for the possibility, for that kind of possibility? I don't think so. So I'm thinking about, people I'm going to be contacting before or after this seminar. And it's always been, how do you get the process going? Well, first, if they know it's a process and they're not expected to make a decision after a 3-minute video, if it's presented like that, who knows? It's all experimental, but I'm very excited about this.
I hear that, Paul, and you brought up some excellent points, and I don't think it's new. But you remember when Michael was giving us the overview, all we're asking in that original invitation is for them to help us if it's a powerful prospect, and to help us, we're asking them to go through a process of information so they can see what we'll be offering other people, and so that they can make a decision for themselves about who to refer us to, right? So
Yeah.
I think that that's a step that's really missed. I agree. Some people throw out a 3-minute video and they think that person's ready to say yes or no. Well, that's not realistic. They can say yes or no to the products pretty quickly because, we can demonstrate those and we'll get lots of customers, and customers are golden. And if we want the kind of money that you're talking about that's possible, people need to look at this as a study, right? A process of investigation. And if we don't ask for that clearly, and then when people maybe get a little sidetracked or disinterested, we can call them back to that initial promise to,
Yeah.
to have the full picture. And you could say, remember when we first talked, you said that you would commit to this process. Well, we're about halfway through the process. I would really encourage you to complete that so that you have a better idea of what this is about. Okay, so I think those are fair questions, right?
They are. And of course, initially if we started with the video of Balanced Life, Happy Life, it's 44 minutes. Okay. They may not want to start with 44 minutes, but if we set it up, okay, you've got it in the playlist. It's there. You should get to it, but let's see if you can get to something that's 2 minutes or 3 minutes or 5 minutes or something like that. I mean, they have a choice right there from the very first. When we send them a link, there's a choice and it's all in sequence. And then we can kind of see they have to think, oh my God, there's quite a bit here. And then we can see, well, what have you looked at? And if after, a week you haven't looked at a thing, well, you're not ready,
And remember that approach that Michael emphasized again in his note to the Team Canada expansion is about, you're asking for their help. I think they're more
Yes.
likely to be open to that when the spotlight is not on them, when they don't feel, that they're under the microscope and you're going to be asking them to do something. At the end, yes, would you consider partnering with me is a very fair question. And if not, you can go back to that original question about who do you know that I could help with this? So
Yeah,
I
and it's a
think,
very different kind of conversation whether I'm dealing with, a cab driver or I've got 2 doctors that I really should be approaching that I know. It'll be, I don't, and it's a different tone. It's a different, I suppose you could ask for help from a cab driver too, but
Sure.
yeah.
In the first step in any relationship, and business is relationship, the first step in any relationship is relatability. We have to find a common place where we can relate, and that's where the 5 pillars come in, because we can help them identify what they're most interested in. Then we can move them through the process with that in mind, and that could be what the question at the end is. So you talked about finances were your biggest interest, and now that you've had this amount of information, do you see how this could be a vehicle for you or for somebody you know? Okay, so it keeps the conversation and the relatability going. Because whenever, if you ask like closed-ended questions, yes or no answers, you're going to get a closed door often. Whereas if you have those open-ended questions about, tell me how this affected you in terms of what you're looking for. How did this fit? Not just, did you like it?
Yeah.
You want to join? Anyway, keeping that door open is very important. And, I used to compare prospecting to dating. On the first date, hopefully you don't try to get them in the back seat, right?
No.
It's not enough relatability yet. Who's loading up here? Sorry, I don't know why this whiteboard came on. Did somebody do that? I must have done that somehow. Let me see if I can get that out of there. Anyway, Barbara, you want to go ahead?
It says following Paul on it.
Yes, I don't know what that was.
I
Anyway,
just wanted to make a comment, Maggie, in relation to what Paul said. Having an approach to 2 doctors or an approach to a taxi cab driver. You don't know why that taxi cab driver is driving cab.
he might be a doctor.
What his background is and who he might know. We tend to assume that they're not an appropriate candidate, but they could be a star given the opportunity. So we can't make assumptions about anybody.
Well, we can, but they're probably not helpful, right, Barbara? We make assumptions all the time.
Open-ended questions and not, did you like it? It's, what did you like best about it?
Yeah, something like that.
It's a positive comment instead of
excellent.
a questionable comment.
Thank you. Paul, is there anything else you'd like to add about the Team Canada expansion program, your event, anything else?
Well, Team Canada is just another time where we can talk with each other about what's going on, what our goals are, what our activities are. So, in that sense, it's a middle smaller group. So, in that sense, it's helpful.
Great. Okay, thank you. And Paul, when you were talking about that check, I think I felt you feel it.
Yes, I do, and I know how it calculates, and the numbers because of the law of power, exponential. It doesn't take that much to achieve this sort of thing, because the exponential really works if we have a systematic process,
right,
and something easy that people can that's so duplicatable. I mean, tap on your screen, that's it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's great. We've been so trained in the linear thinking in our lives. So this exponential thing is different for some people. So I used to say, if you don't understand network marketing, think about rabbits. Put a healthy male rabbit and a healthy female rabbit together, and what do you get? A lot of rabbits. Anyway, sometimes humor helps too. Marissa, I was going to call on you next anyway, because you're part of Team Canada expansion. So do you have a question before you tell us your goal and your mindset?
No, I don't have a question.
Okay. Go ahead.
I don't. Anyways, but my goal is by end of August to be silver. I just came up with another goal because it just came up to me is by the end December of 2026 to be Royal Diamond. That's my next goal. And my mindset. So, in the beginning of the year, one of my friends had challenged me to a 21-day manifestation challenge by Gabrielle Bernstein. And I enjoyed it so much, it helped me so much that I downloaded her app. So every morning when I get up, I go downstairs, go have my gut health, and I listen to her every morning for 2 minutes to 3 minutes. I listen to what she has to say for that day. And it's funny because the way I'm feeling or what I'm thinking, it's like the universe is answering what my thoughts are. So I've been in the beginning, I was a slacker. I'll be the first one. I was a slacker, and then something changed in my world that I made that change, and now I'm going on 3 weeks where it's been consistency. And with the app, with the Gabrielle Bernstein app, I've been straight 26 days listening to it. So that's a massive change for me. That was the other question that I was supposed to answer, mindset. That was my
Yeah,
mindset.
that's your mindset. And are you
Yes.
doing the visualization with feeling as well?
Yeah, so every day, when I feel that I'm getting a little bit kind of off track, I visualize where I'm going to be in the next few months. And that visualization is very, very real to me. And it just, I could see it. It's right there. And like I said to you on Friday, I see the light at the end of the tunnel. So it's all good. And
And
I
how does it,
joined, sorry, go
go
ahead.
ahead. I'm just going to ask you how you feel when you visualize that and you know you're done, you're there.
I feel amazing. It's a great feeling. And I've been talking to a lot of people over the phone. I I went to a crazy network event on Thursday
Yeah,
and
yeah.
yeah,
Marissa
that's a
learned how not to do network marketing.
no.
Wasn't it
It
wasn't Nikan, it was another company. Yeah.
No, it was
Good
another
for you.
company, and as soon as they knew that I was because this person that invited me put me on the spot, and they knew that I was a Nikken distributor. Oh boy, did they was like, oh really? I'm like, oh here we go. It was something that you should not do. And for my two launches that are coming up, I definitely will not do how I felt on Thursday.
Okay. And you have two launches. Tell us about that, what you're up to. I know Michael's your sponsor, so you've got your coach right close by, which is wonderful.
I do. So I decided to do two launches, July 15th and 16th, and my focus is on the business to find my partner. We've got Tuesday night and Wednesday afternoon with a potential evening. And what I've been doing, I have a friend that does a lot of my marketing, so she's in the process of just doing a quick invite so I can text. And I gotta show Mike before I send that out, so it'll be by tomorrow. And I've been talking to everyone and anyone that on the phone, friends, clients, because I moved to a different brokerage, and that's my key to say, by the way, this is what I'm doing. But then I slowly go into, this is on my other business, and I'm looking for a partner. So I've been talking to anyone and everyone.
Okay, and if I got this invitation, because we all think from that channel WITF or ITM, what's in it for me? What would I see in the invitation or hear in your invitation that I would go, oh, I want to be there. There's something there for me.
Yeah, I haven't. I gotta. Thanks. I gotta think about that. When they hear it, so Mike asked me, am I just texting people? No, I'm one of those people that I'm gonna call you so you can hear my voice. My call with my friend on Thursday noticed a change in me, and she saw my
Mm.
facial expression. She saw how healthy I looked, and she saw how relaxed I am, and that's just like, okay, wow. And that's where I kind of put my introduction there. But thank you. I'm
Oh.
gonna do my brainstorming tonight after we're done the call.
And you might want to ask people what would draw you to this?
Okay.
Sometimes it's food,
Yeah.
it could be refreshments, it could be games, it could be free babysitting. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
But look at your audience and figure out what's in it for them and then include that in your advertising.
Okay.
A
Okay.
sample.
Yeah, samples. Yep.
That's yeah, I was thinking of actually I was going to order samples as well. That's what I was going to do.
Okay, great.
you.
Great. Anything else, Marissa?
No, that's all for now.
Okay, this is so wonderful. Okay, I think I've hit everybody that's on the team once, but Leo, I didn't really ask you about, I know you do so much for mindset. So do you want to tell us about how you do the mindset piece and what you've got in the hopper right now? And
My mindset every morning, I did a miracle morning routine with, I began my 6 o'clock, I get up, 6 o'clock in the morning, and I do my meditation, prayer, reading, and exercise. And I walk a half hour with my headphone for motivation audio. I read a book the morning, one book, and the other one before to bed. 3 books a day, three different books every day, and a lot of motivation and video. My mindset is okay.
and then you go to the coffee shop, right?
And all afternoon in a coffee shop to make follow up, new contact. See, I have a new video in French. I'm sorry, guys, it's in French. Nice videos about magnetotherapy. I don't know, magnetotherapy.
Yeah, magnetic therapy. I'd love to have it if you can send it to me.
No, it's secret. No, the guys on that video is 40 years research. He's a French from research, and he studied 12,000 study about the magnetotherapy.
Wow.
Oh yeah, half hour.
Wonderful.
And the last 5 days, I shared to 500 people.
That's brilliant. You have quite a following on social media, and you get a lot of views, right?
I made a little video for introduction last Thursday, and I already over 360 view. And I shared this video. I said, see the video with the magnetotherapy.
So where do we find you? Is that Instagram or Facebook or what?
I find in a group. I'm always on my phone every day. Okay, and a coffee shop.
But where do you post these? Is my question, Leo. Where do you post these videos?
Messenger, and my Facebook wall.
You're on your Facebook wall. Okay.
Close at 5,000
so
Facebook friends.
Will you be my friend on Facebook, Leo?
I gotta think it's okay. So I have 5,000 Facebook friends, and I made a lot of video in French, of course. And I said, hey guys, look that video for magnetotherapy. That's very good because it's not from Nikan. The guy is not independent, you see? And he had 40 years. And me, I said, imagine Nikan is the leader of magnetotherapy and 50 years. You see? And
beautiful.
Yeah, I'm so excited because I don't have to explain how the Nikans work, how the magnet works. The guys are doing it for me.
Yep, just like Paul and Mary Ellen's, let the videos do the talking.
Yeah, it's a very nice video, and that's what I used for last week.
And your main job is contact and invite in the front end and follow up, right, Leo?
Yeah. You see, I talked with she was a consultant, and be a 2000 year, 220, à l'an 2000.
Yeah.
2020.
2020, yeah.
25 years ago. Okay. 25 years ago, I shared to her this weekend. I said, Milan, look that video. And she responded to me, wow, that sounds good.
Cool.
And she got to buy something.
Great. Okay, so Leo, how many people did you sign up in July or June rather, which we just finished
Oh,
today?
I have a few, maybe 3 or 4. Not to
As
miss it.
consultants or
Yeah,
customers or
both.
okay,
Both.
do you have an interested partner that's going to get to executive?
Yeah, not this year. That maybe one tonight. Just wait after the Zoom because sure, it's this maybe tonight or maybe tomorrow. I don't know exactly, but
Good.
I hope tonight. But this
Okay.
guy is, if he sign it, wow, wow, is there a lot of network on Quebec and
Good.
bilingual, lot of network. Is mesotherapist,
Mhm.
and you want to take a retirement next year. You need the money now.
Great. Okay. See, that's what it's all about, folks. And everybody who's on Team Expansion Canada is looking for that first executive partner, and then the numbers start to go. And Lynn can show you how quickly they can expand and duplicate and yada, yada, yada. So that's what we're up to. And I know that there are a couple people on this call, Bela and Cheryl and the other Paul who just disappeared, who aren't on this team. So what kind of feedback, what kind of impressions, what kind of help was all of that for you before we wrap up the call? Bela?
Well, I've been working on mindset and manifestation for a number of years. And so my mindset began with being of service to the highest good. So I start my day off with meditation and a prayer that I wrote myself, which is allowing me to stay aligned with that service being my purpose and the highest good of all in partnership with the divine. So that's my prayer every morning. And what I ask for is actually inspiration, how that service is fulfilled. And I think Nikan came to me as a result of that.
Excellent.
And so each day when I wake up, I'm so excited about Nikan that I think people can see it. Certainly, they can see the changes in my health. They can see the changes in my appearance. I'm constantly being told you're glowing. So I focus on that, on the positive. And when that little bit of doubt creeps in that I can't do this, I force myself to make another call to reach out to someone and tell them about Nikan. So I have a couple of customers now. And tomorrow, as a matter of fact, in the morning, someone's coming to see me who is a naturopath. Well, she has a healing center and she's interested in signing up. So I'm hoping that works out. And I've asked her to meet Michael if after talking to me, she's interested. So, so I think I'm getting from that mindset and from that prayer to be of service. I am getting the inspiration to find my way by taking baby steps consistently and continually to talk to people, to communicate to them about Nikan. And I bring it into a conversation quite naturally. I was at a painting seminar last week in Ottawa, and I think everybody asked me, wow, what a big difference in you from last year. What happened? And there's my entry into Nikan. And so I've created a little brochure for myself, and I've been emailing to those people who expressed an interest, and that's what I'm doing.
That is terrific, Bella. And Bela, sorry. You fit so well into the whole law of attraction because with the mindset and the daily activities, you are attracting what it is you have visualized.
Oh, Maggie, you don't know the half of it, the synchronicities that I've experienced and I continue to experience.
They're always there, and we don't always notice them unless we're where you are right now, and the rest of us are like, oh my gosh. And we call them miracles or we call them whatever, but they're really what we have created through our mind.
It's putting that energy into motion through our intention and our focus.
Yeah, brilliant. Brilliant. Thank you, Bella. Anything else?
Thank you. Well, I just love this journey. I love this company. I love all the people that I'm meeting because the mindset is the same. It's meeting like-minded people. Paula is lovely as my sponsor. She's so supportive. And when I get stuck with something, I just call her and she's always there to give me a little boost. And I'm in a really good place now, Maggie, because of the work I've done. And reading the answer is amazing. I'm telling everybody about this book. My son said, "I've heard of this book, Mom." I said, "I'll give it to you after I'm finished reading."
For you, Bella. Wow. And
Yeah,
Paula,
so
what a
I
great
think it's
endorsement.
flowing into all my life.
Yeah.
It's just flowing right into all my life, and I'm no longer doubting myself and holding myself back. I'm there to speak about health through the Nikken way, and for anybody who's interested. And I leave it to them. If they express any interest to know more, my brochure is ready and it's off and gone. And if not, so be it.
Well, you've certainly made some great advances already from that mindset, from that workshop that you went to that really changed your life, it sounds like, in so many ways. So, and you'll be able to pass that on to so many people because you are the center of your own expansion and it's starting to happen already. So good job.
Mm-hmm. So I'm hoping for silver by my birthday, August 18th.
All right. Not hoping for.
No, I'm visualizing it. Yeah.
And
I keep repeating silver, 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 silver as my mantra.
And I am so grateful to be silver honor before August
18th.
All right. Another Leo. Love it. Okay. And anything else I want to hear from Jeannie in a sec here?
Thank you. No,
Okay.
that's it. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks. Jeannie, you've been sitting there intently listening, and I know you just put a note in. So tell us what's going on while you listen to all of this.
Yeah, well, it's been a dream of mine to launch Arizona for a long time. So when you mentioned this, I think it was last week, you had said something about, oh, I caught that idea. I went, hey, what a great idea, an expansion idea, which is exactly. And I've been working on a script just for me. I'm a script person because of pitching. So, and then I can make it, but about inviting people to join my team. And
okay, remember, just hang on. Anybody remember what Michael said might be a better way to say that than joining the team? What did he say?
Mm-hmm.
Partner with.
Partner with and ask for help.
Me. Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
so carry on, Jeannie.
To partner with, yeah. And so, well, I've been doing coaching with Richard Brooke too for his Momentum Weekly thing for a while, and he was just talking about it's important for what's in it for them. Yeah. What would attract you to go to something, to come and find out about something? And it's got to be, people don't really care where you're going necessarily. You want to inspire them. Yeah. So I've been kind of playing with words about that. So this has been very helpful. So you're doing a 3-month launch.
Well, that's just the beginning, Jeannie.
Okay, this is the beginning part of it. Yeah.
These people will have a chance at the end of 3 months to carry on with this because I'm carrying on. I've got a 2-year commitment, probably 5-year commitment to Team Expansion Canada, taking it quarter by quarter because there are big things coming. So yeah, we'll have a chance to renew our commitment, and we can also, invite others that we think might benefit as well. So we're going to keep expanding the expansion.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's great. It just really helped me have an idea, and what everybody said about their mindset and their goal has been very helpful for me too. So thank you.
Great. Well, thank you for being such a good listener.
Yeah. I'm glad I popped in.
Yeah. And Paul, we have the other Paul, not Paul Gabios, but I don't know who the other Paul is. Paul, do you want to check in and ask any questions or say what this has meant for you?
Paul is my team. He does very speak English.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Can you say something to him in French and you can translate?
No, Ben,
No,
dis-moi là,
thanks.
dis-moi, no, he shy guy, he's just here to learn English with me.
C'est bon,
Yeah,
ça?
C'est bon.
it's tough in another. C'est difficile dans une autre langue, so.
Oui.
Euh,
Paul, je t'ai envoyé le vidéo dans ton Messenger.
oui, merci. Je vais te répondre après.
OK, merci.
Okay.
Jeannie, if you're
Sorry, what?
looking at Arizona, our daughter is a silver consultant in Tucson, and that might be a great connection. So
I would love that. Would be great.
Okay. Well, everybody,
I'm get their number.
okay, I'm just so grateful to have been given this opportunity by Michael about an hour ago. And I said, what do you want me to do? He didn't answer. So I said, well, I'll do what I want to do, which is talk about this passion project that I have. And because so many of the Team Canada expansion are already on the call, how wonderful. Thank you guys. And we will keep on growing and keep on showing. So, and keep on glowing. I like that, Bella, they see the glow. Okay, any final comments or questions before we wrap up in 1 minute?
It was a great presentation, really terrific.
Oh, Mrs. Kramer, I didn't know you were there because when you're not on camera, you don't show up on the screen. So thank you for that input, Mrs. Kramer.
You recognized her voice?
Yes.
That's amazing.
Just like you always recognize mine, Paul.
Yeah, but I'm used to yours. Well, I recognized it once you said her name, but she didn't say much, and you just knew right away it was her.
Yep. Okay. Are we a wrap?
Happy Canada Day.
Happy Canada Day tomorrow.
Yes.
Happy
Big
4th of
birthday
July
party
on
tomorrow.
Thursday.
Yes.
Or Friday.
Friday.
Happy Canada
Yes.
Day.
Thank you.
Bye.
everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye,
you,
everybody.
Maggie.
Canada Day.
Thanks. Okay.
Bye-bye.